Greetings. This is Mushtaq Memon, Professor Emeritus from Washington State University. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is preserving legacy, canine frozen semen, and puppies born after the death of the male. I was presented with a 5-year-old boxer female named Keebler. She has had 2 previous litters, and now the client, the owner of Keebler, is requesting that she could be bred again with artificial insemination, but this time with frozen semen, which was collected from the male in 1997, and the male passed away in 2001. It has a picture of the male named Packer, very well-known male in his boxer breed. As I understand, he produced puppies. More than 10 of those were champions. So for frozen thawed insemination, we need to deposit semen directly in the uterus, and that really applies to almost all the species we deal with. And the reason behind putting semen directly in the uterus is that when you have the frozen thawed sperm, that doesn't live very long. So it has to really get in the uterus so that it doesn't have to travel too much as we would, let's say, inseminate other females in the vagina. So as you can see here in the picture of the drawing of the reproductive tract of the bitch, and in the middle you see the right red long area of the vagina, and as you can see, vagina is at the slope back at the caudal area. As we go in, it's a fairly long one, and as you can see here, picture the yellow balloon area is the urinary bladder, and on top of that over there you see area labeled as cervix. So cervix is really in the dog is in abdominal cavity, not as other domestic animals we deal with, where the cervix is located in the pelvic inlet. So you can see that vagina after the cervix then gets into this tubular yellowish area of the uterus. So this is where we get into and deposit semen. So it's very, very challenging. So we have 2 options. One is to go ahead and deposit semen by surgical means, which means that bitch needs to be anesthetized and prepared just like you would do any other surgery, and then open her up and then try to externalize the uterus, and then literally inject the semen inside the uterus. The other option we have is to have endoscopic equipment, which we have available, called cystourethroskop. And this scope, as you can see the picture here, are the different parts to it. And then when you put together, this is how it will look like. So it has got different channels that you can connect with electric connection outlet for the light source. And then there's an area there where you can pump some air to open up that vaginal area so you can visualize the cervix, and then small area where you can also deposit the semen. So for frozen thawed insemination, in fact for that matter any artificial insemination, the key is the timing. When can you put the semen at the right time? Now, in the case of canine, we do 3 different tests. One is our old traditional vaginal cytology. As you can see on the right-hand side, the swab is being inserted in the vagina of the female, and taking the swab out, put in on the microscope slide, stain it, and then look under the microscope for conified epithelial cells, which you can see all the way on the right-hand side. In our left-hand side, you can see our veterinary student is trying to get the serum out of the blood sample and then try to run the LH test. So we have the kits available that you can do the LH test. But for progesterone, we prefer to run the radioimmunoassay or similar test for reliability. And so the reason we do all those tests, you can see on this graph, which is relatively simple to follow. As you can see on your left-hand side, the yellow area is the area of proestrus. And after that is the white area, is the estrus or receptivity, and then kind of yellowish orange area is the one when the fertilization takes place. Two lines to follow here only. The blue one is the progesterone, and then dotted red line is the LH. So really what we are looking for is the LH peak so that we can inseminate the female about 3 days or so after that. So you can see there at the 0 is the LH peak, and then we are going to inseminate the female, as I said, 3 days after that, and then it takes about 3 more days for those ova to go from primary oocyte to secondary oocyte. So here we go with the Keebler, how we managed her breeding schedule. As you can see here, she started spotting, and the bloody discharge comes from the vagina. It was started back in June 29th. So we asked the client to bring her in. So the first day of July 6th, we looked at the progesterone, which was only 0.5 nanogram per ml. So we gave her a break there, and then we went all the way to, as you can see here, we did progesterone again on July the 8th, which was 2.4. And then the following testing was on July the 11th, which we had 6.3 nanogram progesterone, along with about 80 to 90% conified cells. So we went ahead and did our TCI on that day, and then gave her a 1-day break. And on July 13th, we did the second TCI, following that. Now, the TCI technique is relatively simple, but needs some preparation. As you can see, this female is on the table. By the way, this is a different female, just for demonstration. I just want to show you this, that how urethoscope is put inside the vagina and is connected with a light source, which is also give you capabilities to visualize that's to urethoscope as you are going in through this light source to identify the cervix, and then insert the scope inside the cervix and then deposit the semen in it. So we were very fortunate, very happy to have a Keebler get pregnant, and then she delivered 5 healthy puppies on her own. So this whelping was accomplished 65 days after the second TCI. So with this, I'm going to stop with this video, and I look forward to seeing you again on our second video to discuss with you the common problems or issues which can happen after breeding. So until then, I wish you well, and bye-bye. Thank you.